Okay, in this lecture, we're going to discuss about the network models. So the network models is very important models in the operation research because we have so many problems that can be solved by using the network models. Up to now, you have learned about the linear programming, which is the fundamentals model in the operation research, where we can solve many problems using the linear programming. And the second models is about the transportation model or transportation problem, where the objective is to deliver the products or items from sources to destination. And the objective is to minimize the total cost. And also to satisfy all the demands from the capacity of the sources. And today we're going to learn about network models. So there will be 3 meetings on this topic. Okay. Many situations in the operation research problem that we can model that situation by using the network. So what is network? Network means set of nodes that connected by branches. And in the network models, we have 5 algorithms. That is why I will make 3 videos on network model. The first video discussing about the first 2 algorithms, which is minimal spanning tree and the shortest route algorithms. And then the next video, I will discuss about the maximum flow algorithms and minimum cost capacitated network algorithms. And the last video, I'm going to talk about the critical path algorithms. Okay, so I will explain one by one of these algorithms. First is minimal spanning tree. So what situation that can be solved by using minimal spanning tree algorithm? So you can see situation number 1 or problem number 1. For example, we want to design an offshore gas pipeline network. So designing pipeline network that connecting wellheads in Gulf of Mexico to ensure delivery points. So from the source to several destinations, we have to connect to design the pipeline network so that we can connect the source to some delivery points. And usually in this problem, the objective is to minimize the cost of constructing the pipeline. As you know, the pipeline construction is very expensive. That's why by using the network model, especially minimal spanning tree algorithm, we can connect the wellheads to all delivery points with minimum cost. So that is the situation where we can employ minimal spanning tree algorithm. And then number 2, we ask to find the shortest route between 2 cities in a network of routes. So this kind of problem can be solved by implementing shortest route algorithms. From the name, I think it's very clear that this algorithm will help us to find the shortest route. Of course, the objective to minimize the distance, the total distance, and also to minimize the total cost, to the total delivery cost. Usually, the total delivery cost is proportional with the distance. And then number 3 is determination the maximum capacity in ton per year of a coal slurry pipeline network. So the situation number 3, as you can see from this, we try to maximize the flow, or maximize the capacity in a pipeline network. That's why we use maximum flow algorithm. This algorithm will help us to determine the network or the flow to get maximum capacity. And then situation number 4, the algorithm is minimum cost capacitated. That's why the situation of this algorithm is like this to determine the minimum cost flow schedule from oil field to refineries through a pipeline network. Yeah, so you see all of the problem dealing with the network. Yeah, that's why we use network models. Yeah, remember network consists of nodes and arcs. And then the last one, yeah, about the CPM algorithm, the situation is to determine the time schedule for activities. Yeah, usually it is used for project management. Yeah, project management is very important because usually one project consists of hundreds or even thousands activities. So we have to know which activities that are critical. Yeah, criticals means influence the lead time of the project, and which activities that are not critical. Yeah, if critical activities means we have no uh, idle time, means we need to start on time and we need to finish on time also. Otherwise, the lead time will delay, yeah, or will extend it. Yeah. So critical path method algorithm will help us to determine which activities that are critical so that we can pay more attention to that critical activities to make sure that critical activities no delay and also no lateness. Yeah. Okay, now let us discuss about the network definition. Network consists of set of nodes, circle, nodes linked by arcs or branches. Yeah. And the notation to describe a network is by using n, a, where n refer to set of nodes and a refer to arcs. As you can see in this example, yeah. So this is the network. Yeah. We can see the nodes there. We have 5 nodes in this figure, and we can also see the arcs or the branch. Yeah. You see that the line or the branch sometimes have the arrow, sometimes no arrow. Yeah. In this example, have the arrow. If have the arrow, it shows the direction of the flow. Yeah. For example, 1 to 3, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, etc. Yeah. So it depends on the direction of the row. It means the flow is also moving according to the direction. Okay. There, the n is 1 to 5, n refer to the nodes. We have 5 nodes, that's why n is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then a, arcs refer to the connected nodes. For example, 1, 2 means from 1 to 2, 1, 3 from 1 to 3, until 4, 5 from 4 to 5. So from the network figures, we can define the n and the a also, or the opposite. From n and a, we can also draw the network figure or the network model. Okay, so that is the network. And then what is the flow? Flow refer to the amount sent from node I to node J over an arc that connects them. So if we connect the nodes with the arc, it means there is a flow, yeah, from node I to node J. Okay, and the next about the arcs itself. Arcs divided into 2, directed or undirected. Directed if only have one direction. Yeah. If one direction mean positive flow in one direction and no flow or zero flow in the opposite direction. Yeah, because one direction only. But arcs can also be undirected or allowed in 2 direction. Yeah. From I to J positive, from J to I also positive. That is undirected. And the next is path. Path refer to the sequence of distinct arcs that join two nodes through other nodes regardless of the direction of flow in each arc. Actually, a pen is similar to the arcs, but the difference is on this one. We ignore the direction. As long as there is a line connecting from one node to the other node, so that is the path. Regardless the direction, whether directed or undirected arcs, so we don't care about that. Yeah. As long as it connect, it join to nodes, then automatically that is a path. Yeah. So the nodes are said to be connected if there is a path between them. Okay. Now another important terms is about the cycle. Cycle refer to a path starting at certain node. Yeah, as you can see from here. Yeah, a path starting at a certain node and returning to the same node without using any arcs twice. Oh, so in other words, is it connect a node to itself through other nodes. Yeah, for example, 2, 3, yeah, 2, 3, and then 3, 5, 3, 5, and 5, 2. You see, 5, 2 is actually no arrow, yeah, from 5, 2, but 2, 5, yes, 5, 2, no. This one is called loop. But if we compare with cycle is 2, 3, 2, 3, and then 3, 4, 3, 4, yeah, 2, 3, yeah, 2, 3, yeah, you can see the arrow, yeah, and 3, 4, the arrow is like this, yeah, and then 4, 2, yeah, from 2 back, from nodes 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 back to 2. Yeah, this one is cycle from node 2 and then return back to node 2. Then the next is about tree. What is tree? Tree is connected network that may involve only a subset of all nodes without cycle. Yeah, so connected network without cycle. And what about spanning tree? Spanning tree is connected all the nodes. Yeah, so that is a difference between tree with spanning tree. If spanning tree all the nodes, the same with no cycle. So this one is the example of tree. Yeah, you can see the original network, we have 5 nodes. Here we only see 3 nodes, 1, 2, 3. All are connected. This one is 3. But this right side is spanning tree because we can connect all the nodes together. Yeah, no cycle. Yeah, for example, how to reach 3 from 1? Yeah, we have to go to 2 first and then to 3. How to reach 5 from 3? Yeah, from 3 we go to 2 and then 4 and back and then go to 5. So that is spanning tree. Okay, so let us learn the first algorithm, which is a minimal spanning tree. So the situation is linking the nodes, yeah, of network, whether directly or indirectly. Remember, directly one direction or two direction, using shortest length of connecting branches. The typical application is like construction of paved road that link several towns, or installing the cable, to connect several houses. Okay, so the procedure or the algorithm for minimal spanning tree is like this. You can see from the slide there. First is N. N capital refer to the set of nodes. Yeah, set of nodes. Yeah. And then after that CK refer to the set of nodes that have been permanently connected at iteration K. Yeah, so CK refer to the permanent. Yeah, so I highlight that permanent. While CK approach stop, yeah, so you can see the symbol of approach stop here is not yet to be connected permanently. Okay, so very simple. Yeah. So first step 0, we set C0 equal to 0 and then CO apostrophe equal to N. And then step 1 start with any node I, and then we set C1 to I, and then C1 apostrophe n minus I. Yeah, so after that, the general step is selected node J in unconnected set, and then Ck minus 1 apostrophe build a shortest arc to a node in that connected set, and then link J permanently to Ck minus 1 and remove it from Ck minus 1 apostrophe. Yeah, remember we have without apostrophe and with apostrophe. Yeah, and then if the set of unconnected nodes is empty, stop. If empty, then stop. Otherwise, set k plus 1 and repeat the step. Okay, let me explain with the example. Okay, so this is the situation of the minimal spanning tree problem. Here, the TV cable company want to connect the cable service to 5 new housing development service area. Yeah, so you can see here. Yeah, so this is the network figure from 1 to 2 to 5. Yeah, you see all connected. Yeah, but from 5 cannot to 6 directly. Also from 2 cannot go to 6 directly. From 1 cannot go to 6 directly. And then the value in the branch refer to the distance. Yeah, for example, from 1 to 2, the distance is 1. From 2 to 5, the distance is 3. Of course, since we try to install the cable, so the cost of installing is proportional with the cost of the distance. Yeah, the longer the distance, the more expensive is the cable. So of course the objective is how to connect all the 5 housing development with minimum cable. Yeah, so here we assume that we start from 0, not 1. Sorry, not 1. Yeah, we start from not 1 here. Okay, of course. Yeah, the first thing, yeah, iteration 1, you need to check from 1 we can go to what nodes. Yeah, here we can see we can go to 2, 5, 3, and 4. Yeah, we cannot go from 1 to 6, cannot. Yeah, based on this figure, yeah, we only have several options. From 1 can go to 2, 5, 3, and 4, like this. And then all we have to do is to find the shortest here. Yeah, so here we focus on 1, the yellow nodes, and then we need to connect to C1. Yeah, C1 is equal to 1, and then C1 apostrophe is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, apostrophe refer to not yet connected permanently. So from 1, we need to find to what nodes, and then we connect it permanently. Of course, the idea is to find the shortest length. Yeah, here from 1 to 2 because only 1. The other more than 1. That's why we select 1 and we connect it from 1 to 2 permanently. Yeah, so like this. Yeah. Okay, after that, after 1 and 2 connected, then now we compare. Yeah, from 1, yeah, we can go to 5, 3, and 7. And then from 2, we can go to 3, 4, and 6. Yeah, you can refer to this figure in the right side. Okay, and then the same logic, we need to find the shortest one. And we can see here the shortest one is from, yeah, whether from 1 or from 2. But from here we can see the unconnected nodes is the shortest is at 2. Yeah, from node 2 to node 5. Because only 3. That's why we connect 1, 2, and then now to 5. Okay, connected permanently already 1, 2, and 5. And the C3 apostrophe not yet connected is only 4, 3, 6. Yeah, the same logic. Then now we compare from 1, from 2, and then from 5. Yeah, you can see from 5 we can go to 4. And then which one from the unconnected network that is the shortest? Of course, the shortest is from 2 to 4. That's why we connect from 2 to 4. So the remaining nodes, unconnected nodes, is 3 and 6. The same logic, yeah, from all connected network to 3 and 6, which one is the shortest? Okay, of course, from 4 to 6, 3. Yeah, like this. Yeah, so all, you can see now we have connect 4 new housing. And the remaining is 3 is not yet connected permanently. Yeah. So again, to reach 3, from which node? Okay. Yeah. So which one is the shortest? So we need to find it. If you notice, we have two options here. Yeah. From 1 to 3, 5. And from 4 to 3, also 5. So we have two options. Yeah. This called alternate links because we can go from 1, or we can connect the cable from 1 to 3, or we can connect the cable also from 4 to 3. Yeah, that's why alternate links. Yeah, like this, if we connect from 4. Okay. And then we can summarize all the solution. Iteration 1, we have connect from 1 to 2, the distance is 1. And then next is 2 to 5, the distance is 3, the cumulative is 4. Then from 2 to 4, the distance is 4, the total is 8. And then 4 to 6, 11, 4 to 3, 16. So the total distance is 16, yeah, by using this. So we can minimize the cable. Automatically, we can minimize also the total cost. Okay. Now, this is the example number 2. Yeah, you see the network. Then we try to connect it by using the minimal spanning tree. Okay. In this context, we start from nodes A. So from nodes A, we have several options whether to B, to C, or to E. And of course, we select the shortest one. So we select from A to B. And then after that, we already, yellow region here refer to the nodes that already connected permanently. Okay, now we have A and B. Which one is the shortest, from A or from B? Oh, we know that the from B to C is the shortest. Then we connect A, B, C. You can see from the left figure here. And then the same logic from A, B, C, which one is the shortest? Oh, we have two options, from B to D, 7, or from A to E, 7 also. For example, in the right side, we select D. Okay, we select D. Yeah, we select D. Then after that, we compare which one from A, B, C, D is the shortest. Oh, we know that from D to F is the shortest. That's why we connect the left figure from A, B, C, D, F. The remaining unconnected nodes is E. From which node? Oh, we know that from F to E is the shortest tree. Now we can connect all. Another example here, also the same. Yeah, we need to determine the starting point in which node. Okay, for example, if A, and then find the shortest, O A to C. Okay, then you connect, and then AC, find the shortest, O C to E too. Okay, then connect again, find the shortest, C to B, connect again, then E to G, connect, and after that the shortest from G to F, yeah, and then F to H, yeah, H to I to J, and then G to D. Connected already. Okay, the next is the shortest route problem. This one is easy. The issue is how to find the shortest route from the source to destination. And we have two algorithms to solve this problem. First is Dijkstra algorithm, used to design and determine the shortest route between the source node to every other node in the network. Yeah, from the source to every other node in the network. While Floyd's algorithm is general because allow determination of the shortest route between any two nodes in the network. Yeah, so we have two algorithm. Okay, Dijkstra algorithm. Yeah. Here the step 0 is label the source node, node 1 with the permanent label. Yeah, you can refer to that. And then step I, Yeah, compute the temporary label ui plus dij, I for each node J that can be reached through node I, then provided J is not permanently labeled. If node J is already labeled, then with ujk through another node k, and if ui plus dij less than uj, replace ujk with ui plus diji. B, if all node have permanent label, then stop. Otherwise, select the label URS having the shortest distance among all temporary label. Then set I equal to R and repeat the step I. Okay, so this is the example. Here, we need to connect city 1, this is the starting point, to 4 other city. Determine the shortest route between city 1 and each of the remaining 4 city. So this is the starting point. You can see from 1 can go to 2, but from 2 cannot go to 1. You see the arrow. If we have arrow, means one direction. And the value on the branch refer to the distance. Okay, the iteration 0 is like this, always 0 permanent. And then from 1, you can see from the figure in the upper there, from 1 we can go to 2 and then 3. We have 2 options. From 1 to node 2, to node 2 is 0 plus 100, but to node 3 is 0 plus 3, 1. 1 means from 1. And then of course 100 with 30 we select the smallest, which is node 3. That's why the next step would be like this. 1, 3 connected permanent. The temporary is node 2 from 1, and then after that we have another option. From 3 we can go to 4 and 5. That's why here from to 4, node 4, you can see from here, node 4 is 30, node 4 from 3, from 3 already permanent 30. That's why 30 plus 3 to 4 is 10. 3 to 4 is 10, this one, comma 3 means to node 4 from 3. So 40 from 3, and then from 3 to 5 is 90 from 3. Of course, we select the shortest one. We have 2 options, that is temporary. This one, or this one. Which one is the shortest? Of course, the shortest is 40. That's why node 4 will be changed to permanent. You can see. And then now to reach 2, we can go from 4, and also we can go from 1. But here the shortest route is not from 1 but from 4. That's why here node 2 is connect from 4. Node 2 here connect from 4. While node 5 is connect from the shortest. We have 2 options, connect from 3 or connect from 4. Which one is the shortest? Node 2, 55 is the shortest. That's why we connect node 2. You see in here. Node 2, 55 from 4. Node 3, 30 the distance from 1. Node 4, 40 from 3. And then the last one is 5. You can connect from 3 and 4. Since the same, 90. So it is up to us whether we to connect from 3 or to connect from 4. So the total distance is 55 miles. Okay, so that is the Dijkstra algorithm. We can continue Floyd's algorithm in the next video.